Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. I just wanted to get on here and do a quick little eyeshadow tutorial. I haven't really put many, like just an eyeshadow tutorial out there, what brush I use, the technique that I do and stuff. So if you guys want to know how I do my eyeshadow, you can go ahead and keep on watching. I'm just gonna do like a basic eyeshadow look. I did previously make an eyeshadow for beginners tutorial. It didn't really get that much like positive looks on it, but you know, it's YouTube. There's tons of there's tons of eyeshadow tutorials out there. You just got to find the right one that's the easiest, and it's gonna take some practice to really get to where you want to be as far as makeup application. I know it's taken me a couple of years to really get it down, and I feel like I finally got down my own routine, which is just a mixture of everybody else that I've seen here on YouTube. I'm by no means a professional. I am an amateur makeup lover, and I like to do this for fun. And we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna prime the eyelids. I always start with my eyes first, and I'm just gonna show you guys the eyeshadow look today. I am just taking an all matte. This is just an all matte eyeshadow palette by ColourPop. And ColourPop eyeshadows are incredibly easy to work with because they make sense. Like, you see the layout of it, you already know how you're going to use those colors, versus some of the like bigger palettes like Morphe. I have some Profusion Cosmetics palettes they're pretty like big, and you look at it and you're just like, I don't know how to put these colors together. But ColourPop is the way to go if you're a beginner, and you don't know where to start as far as eyeshadow goes. So yeah, their layouts are easy to work with, and that is basically why I'm gonna be using that today. So I'm gonna apply my eyeshadow primer. This is just a Milani eyeshadow primer, and the way I apply my eyeshadow primer is I'll take like a small dab on my finger. I'll show you how I do it on my other eye in a second. I'll smear it like this, and then tap it, and then I'll smear a little bit on the top so it's a little bit smoother. So this is a squeezy tube, so I probably use about that much. You don't need a lot. And then I dot it. So I'll smear it first. So kind of slide it on the eyelid. And then I tap with my finger, of course, clean finger. Always remember to use your hand. If you're gonna use your hands, use clean hands. That way you don't, risk infections and getting sick and yuckies and stuff like that. And then I usually tap until it starts to feel like it's kind of dry, and I'll just keep tapping. But I do let it sit and dry for a second. All right, and as far as brushes go, you can pretty much do any look with any kind of brush, really. It just depends on the preference. A really good like beginner brush is gonna be let me grab them together. It's gonna be these by Eco Tools. They're the dual-ended brushes. It comes in a pack with just 2 of these, and it comes with a crease fluffy blending brush. I had to grab a different one because some of them have like a pointed one, and some of them come with like a more fluffy one. I would recommend getting this one instead of the one with the point. So it comes with a fluffy blending brush because you're gonna need that to blend your eyeshadow. It comes with a shader brush. This is good for packing on color, so, or doing like the inner corner or working underneath and smudging. And then it comes with a fluffy shadow brush. This one's good for like packing on your color. So you can just pat it on with this brush, and then you take the blending brush and then fluff it out. And then it comes with an angled brush, which is good for like liner for your brows and stuff like that. So this is a good like beginner starter. When I first started makeup, I bought a ton of these. Like most of my eyeshadow brushes were these. I'm just gonna take a medium brown shade, just a medium color, not too dark, not incredibly light. And then I'm going to pat this into above my crease. I have hooded eyes, so I have to apply above my crease. And the reason I'm starting off with a medium shade is because I want to build and layer so that when I blend, like the blend looks kind of seamless and I don't have to spend as much time blending. Because whenever I start with a lighter shade and then go in with a darker shade, it doesn't blend as well as I would like it to. So just starting off with a medium shade is good. And then you'll see me kind of sweep this a little bit, start off a little blending, but see, I'm already trying to blend and you can see the patchiness from me trying to move that around. And also you're gonna want to hold the brush towards the end, because if you do it really close and you do it kind of hard, all you're doing is moving your skin. You're not really moving the product. The lighter your hand on the brush, the easier your blend is gonna be. So I already applied that. Now I'm gonna take a lighter brown color from this palette. It doesn't matter, just a lighter color. I'm gonna take that fluffy blending brush and then go back and forth to blend. And I'm doing that on top of, like above where I applied that first brown color. And then the way that you blend, I like to do sweeping back and forth motions, like long strokes, or I'll do short back and forth strokes like this. But make sure that you're taking the light shade to do the blend. And see, you're already starting to notice that it's starting to blend. And the patchiness from that medium shade is starting to go away. And like I said, I'm barely putting pressure. I'm not going like this. As you can see, that's just dragging the skin around. I'm holding it at the end and then gently blending, like you can barely see like the skin moving, which is what you want. All right, so I got that set. Now I'm gonna take the, on the blender brush, I'm gonna take the shading brush end and I'm going to apply my deep shade so that I get like that gradient, dark from the outer part and lighter on the inner end. And I'm gonna take the darkest brown shade And I have that on there. And then I'm just gonna tap it. This is a very pigmented eyeshadow. Like you can just barely touch it, and then I'm just gonna tap it and build it to where I want my eye shape to be. I want it to kind of elongate, so once I apply it on the V part is that edge where it goes out like this. It goes out like that, and then you want that to be that part to be the darkest of the eye layering. And I have hooded eyes, which you're gonna hear me say that a million times, so my technique has to be a little different. I will apply this. I'll look straight forward and then apply just a tad above where my fold is and go straight outward like that, so you can see that elongated part. And I just barely tapped that, did that. And then I'll connect the bottom part, and I'll do this very lightly, because if I do it too hard, it's gonna become like a harsh just like a harsh mess. So it looks like a triangle on the outer portion there. And then I'll just pack more color so that it's pretty deep. And I'm doing this very gently. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on there. And I am gonna go in and blend with the blending part. And instead of earlier I took a lighter shade to blend. This part I'm not gonna take anything, because I just need to blend on this top portion here, and there's already color there. So I'm just gonna very lightly touch that with the brush in short back and forth motions, and you can already see that's already kind of blending there. And then you can see that blend already. And I'll want just a little bit more blend on the bottom here, on the outer part. That way you can see that elongatedness, and that's just gonna bring the eye more forward. And then I'm gonna go in with the lighter shade on the lid in a second. But I am going to blend this inner portion right here. So I just do short back and forth motions very lightly. It's gonna look patchy at first, but when you add the lighter shade on top, it's gonna blend into that, so it's not gonna look as bad. And I've got some pretty bad creases in my eye, so I really have to do that circular blending motion on the outer portion to blend it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a gap in that crease part, which you can see it's already gapping. So I'll just apply whatever color was on the other side of this and then blend it. There we go, that's better. And I think I'm just gonna stick with a lighter color. Back. my phone stand thingy fell. But we are back. We're still recording, and we're almost done. So like I said, I'm going in with a lighter brown color. You can choose any light color really. I'm just gonna go in with a light brown color here. And taking that shader brush I used in the beginning, I just took off whatever excess I had. And then I'm just gonna pat this in. See, and as you can see, just patting that in is blending with that brown shade, with that dark brown shade that was blending in earlier. And I am going to take that blending brush again, that same one. I feel like I'm dying. And then there on the inner lid, like you can add shimmer or just that matte color like I did, or you can keep adding a darker color to make it a smoky eye. But yeah, that's basically how I do that. So I'll give you guys a close-up of that, and then I'm going to speed up the process and do the other thing on the eye, and we'll be right back for the completed makeup look, okay? Well, this is awkward. I got caught up in a lot of weird stuff in the middle of trying to finish my face, and changed shirts, hair's done, full face is on, and this is what my completed look looks like for the eyeshadow look. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. If there is something that's a little unclear or something that you'd like to see a little bit more of as far as like technique goes, a little bit way more in depth, please let me know. I'll definitely do that. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and happy 2020.